Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's deep dive into a story that's got the internet buzzing. It's Saturday, June 21st, 2025, and we're about to unpack a compelling tale that blends music, legal battles, and courtroom drama, focusing solely on the one and only YNW Melly. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications so that you can get notified every time we drop. First off, let's dive into the image that's been making waves across social media platforms. It's a screenshot from what appears to be an Instagram post showcasing YNW Melly, the rapper best known for his 2018 breakout hit Murder on My Mind, dressed in a striking red prison jumpsuit. This visual is split into two compelling snapshots. In the first, Melly is seated at a table, his long, dark dreadlocks tied back, facing slightly to the side with a contemplative expression. In front of him sits an open laptop, its screen glowing faintly, suggesting he might be participating in a virtual court proceeding or legal consultation. A disposable coffee cup with a white lid and a partial logo, perhaps from a jail-provided vendor, rests nearby, adding a touch of everyday life to the stark setting. The background features neutral beige or light-colored walls and a wooden panel, consistent with the ambience of a courtroom or detention facility, grounding the scene in its institutional context. The second photograph shifts the perspective. Melly stands facing forward, his demeanor subdued, aligning perfectly with the caption's description of him looking depressed and sad. He holds a yellow legal document in his hands, the edges slightly worn, possibly containing details of his case or a recent court ruling. A simple bracelet adorns his left wrist, a small personal detail amidst the otherwise uniform prison attire. The background remains consistent, reinforcing the setting as a place of confinement and legal scrutiny. This dual imagery is framed by additional elements: a watermark with RR, potentially the logo of the media outlet sharing the post, and a Gamdom logo accompanied by the phrase "Gamble responsibly," hinting at sponsorship and the commercial aspect of such content. The caption, posted by the account, #rickrap #YNW Melly, reads, YNW Melly was looking depressed and sad after last bond was denied broken heart. He already spent 320 days in jail with no guilty verdict, loudly crying face thoughts? Free him or keep him. This text, enriched with emojis like a broken heart and a crying face, amplifies the emotional tone and engages the audience directly. The post, uploaded just 3 hours ago relative to its capture, has already garnered 4,618 likes, 205 comments, and 51 shares, reflecting its viral impact and the polarized reactions it's eliciting. Now, let's set the stage with a comprehensive look at YNW Melly's journey. Born Jamel Demons, this Florida native rose to fame with his unique blend of melodic rap and gritty storytelling, capturing the attention of millions with Murder on My Mind, a track that ironically foreshadowed the legal troubles to come. His career trajectory took a dramatic turn in early 2019 when he was arrested and charged with the murders of his close friends and fellow YNW Collective members, Anthony YNW Sockchaser Williams and Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr. The incident, which occurred in October 2018, involved an alleged double homicide that prosecutors claim Melly staged to resemble a drive-by shooting, a calculated act to evade responsibility. This accusation carries severe consequences, including the potential for the death penalty if convicted, making his case one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent hip-hop history. His initial trial began in 2023, but it ended in a mistrial after the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict, a testament to the complexity and contentious nature of the evidence presented. Since then, his legal team has been navigating a maze of delays, with his retrial now scheduled for September 2025 and a pre-trial hearing set for December 5, 2024. This extended timeline, spanning over 6 years of incarceration without a final resolution, has fueled both public fascination and frustration. Melly's legal representatives have mounted multiple efforts to secure his release on bond, proposing house arrest with ankle monitoring and round-the-clock security. Their arguments center on the cruel and inhumane conditions within the Broward County Sheriff's Office detention facility, where they claim Melly's physical and mental health have deteriorated significantly. Despite these pleas, a judge denied bond for the third time on May 12, 2025, a decision that forms the emotional backdrop to the image we're discussing. The caption's mention of 320 days in jail with no guilty verdict stands out as an apparent discrepancy. Given that Melly has been in custody since 2019, this figure seems inaccurate unless it refers to a specific period, such as time since a recent legal milestone or a miscalculation by the poster. Legal documents and news reports confirm his continuous detention since his arrest, marked by multiple court appearances, evidentiary disputes, and a push to postpone the retrial to 2026 due to his health concerns. This inconsistency highlights the challenges of relying solely on social media for factual updates, underscoring the need for cross-referencing with credible sources. This brings us to an important legal education moment: the concept of pretrial detention. In the United States, individuals can be held without a conviction if a judge determines they pose a flight risk or a danger to the community. For Melly, the severity of the double murder charges, combined with his public profile and potential resources, likely influenced the court's decision to deny bond. This practice is rooted in the Bail Reform Act and subsequent case law, aiming to balance public safety with the presumption of innocence. However, Melly's prolonged detention, now exceeding 6 years, raises critical questions about the limits of pretrial incarceration. How long is too long before it infringes on an individual's rights? This case serves as a real-world case study, inviting us to explore the tension between justice and due process, especially for high-profile figures whose lives are under a media microscope. Let's pivot to the public reaction, which is as dynamic as the case itself. The Instagram post's impressive engagement, 4,618 likes, 205 comments, and 51 shares in just 3 hours, demonstrates the intense interest, particularly among Melly's fanbase. The caption's provocative question, "Free him or keep him?" has ignited a firestorm of opinions. Some fans express deep sympathy, pointing to his visible distress in the photos and the emotional toll of over 6 years without a verdict. The crying and broken heart emojis in the caption echo their sentiments, with comments likely ranging from pleas for mercy to personal anecdotes about his music's impact. On the other hand, detractors argue that the seriousness of the charges, double murder with a staged cover-up, justifies his continued detention, especially given the potential death penalty looming if convicted. This divide mirrors broader societal debates about celebrity influence, racial disparities in the justice system, and the rights of the accused versus the rights of victims' families. Returning to Melly, the image's composition is no accident. It's a deliberate attempt to evoke sympathy. His vulnerable state, clad in prison attire with a downcast expression, highlights the human cost of prolonged detention. The laptop and legal document in the photos serve as symbols of his ongoing battle, connecting the viewer to the legal proceedings that dominate his life. The Gamdom sponsorship and RR watermark reveal the commercial undercurrents, a common strategy in celebrity news to maximize reach and revenue. With Melly boasting over 4 million Instagram followers, as noted in court documents, his team is leveraging this platform to mobilize fan support. His January 6, 2025 post, "Happy New Year's, 25 in 2025, perfect timing #home soon," signals optimism and a campaign for release, aligning with the image's emotional narrative. To deepen our understanding, let's break down the timeline with precision. Melly's arrest occurred in early 2019, marking the start of his legal ordeal. The first trial commenced in 2023, ending in a mistrial due to a hung jury, a situation where jurors couldn't agree, often due to conflicting evidence or emotional intensity. The third bond denial on May 12, 2025, solidified his custody status, while the retrial is slated for September 2025, with a pre-trial hearing on December 5, 2024. This chronology reveals a case bogged down by delays, a common occurrence in high-stakes trials involving forensic evidence, witness testimony, and defense strategies. The prosecution must prove intent and execution beyond a reasonable doubt, while the defense counters with health claims and procedural challenges, creating a legal chess match that's far from over. Public engagement extends beyond Instagram to platforms like X, where discussions about Melly thrive. This interconnectedness highlights how social media shapes narratives, amplifying both triumphs and trials. Fans' reactions to Melly's case often draw on his music. Tracks like Suicidal and Mixed Personalities resonate with his current struggles, fueling emotional investment. Meanwhile, critics cite the alleged victim's family's pain, arguing that justice delayed for Melly could mean justice denied for them. Let's delve into the legal intricacies further. The mistrial in 2023 stemmed from a lack of consensus among jurors, a rare but not uncommon outcome in murder cases with circumstantial evidence. The retrial's delay to 2025 reflects strategic maneuvers, defense requests for more time to prepare, prosecution efforts to strengthen their case, and judicial scheduling constraints. Melly's health claims, detailed in filings like those reported by The Source on June 2, 2025, allege malnutrition, inadequate medical care, and psychological strain, prompting calls for compassionate release. Yet, the court's repeated bond denials suggest a belief that he remains a risk, a decision rooted in legal precedent like the 1984 Bail Reform Act, which prioritizes public safety in capital cases. The media's role is equally fascinating. The Gamdom sponsorship ties into the growing trend of brand partnerships in hip-hop news, where outlets like All Hip Hop and The Source monetize high-profile stories. The RR watermark might belong to a lesser-known outlet or a fan page, adding a layer of grassroots reporting. This commercialization can skew narratives, emphasizing drama over facts, as seen with the 320 Days error. For a balanced view, sources like TCPOM, which covered his case on April 18, 2025, offered detailed updates, including his lucrative music career and the financial stakes involved. Culturally, Melly's story reflects broader themes in hip-hop: rise to fame, legal entanglements, and fan loyalty. His YNW collective, short for Young Nigga World, embodied a tight-knit crew, making the alleged betrayal all the more shocking. Comparisons to other artists like Tupac Shakur, who faced legal battles before his death, or Kodak Black, currently navigating his own legal issues, underscore a pattern of systemic challenges for black artists. This context enriches the debate. Is Melly a victim of circumstance or a perpetrator awaiting justice? Let's explore the evidence briefly, though specifics are limited due to ongoing proceedings. Prosecutors likely rely on ballistic reports, cell phone data, and witness statements to argue Melly orchestrated the shootings. The defense may challenge chain of custody, witness credibility, or introduce alibi evidence, though health claims dominate recent filings. This evidentiary tug-of-war explains the mistrial and the cautious approach to the retrial, where both sides aim to refine their arguments. Thank you for watching.